It's so funny because I woke up this morning, like in the morning time, like at actually normal grown up hour. The next thing I knew it was 11:30, which tracks because I didn't really sleep 2 nights ago, and then I slept in the sleep clinic, and we all know that's not real sleep. And then they wake you up at like 5:30, 5:40 very abruptly. Like I got to sleep in because she woke up 10 minutes later than 5:30, but so sleep has been weird. You know what I'm saying? So apparently I needed the sleep, so I took it. I also went to bed pretty late because I finished applying to my first residency. Woo! I have no clue if they will take me, but I did the thing. And it forced me to really take a look at some of the work I've done and also how I talk about the art of making. So many hoops to jump through so that someone will let me hang out in the mountains and write angsty poetry and music. That's the dream. We'll see. I'll know in like 2 months, essentially. So here's hoping. Here's hoping I know by the time I come back from Europe. Oh, what else? Oh, did you know what? We have stickers. I have a podcast called YouTube Rejects, and we have stickers. And look at that. Look at that. Instead of a microphone, it's a fucking vibrator. Maybe one day a vibrator band will partner with us, and they'll give us our own personalized one for me and one for Laura, and they'll be like made to how like basketball players and like athletes have shoe deals, and the shoes are like made for their performance. Maybe one day a vibrator company will be like, we made 2 new vibrators made for Rose-Ingrid and Laura's pleasure. You can get 10% off with the discount youth group. That would be hilarious. Manifesting. All right. Today is the day of quirky comedy fundraising cabaret of my show that I'm producing in Montreal. You know, in a few hours, we'll have some dope comedians and different artists get on stage and do what they do best in front of an audience. And we're going to make some money. And it'll go towards housing costs for one of the stops in my European tripperoni. Yeah. So, that's great. That's good. I'm stoked for that. I am stoked for that. Guys, I'm waking up. Even though it is almost 1. I also haven't really spoken to anybody yet. So this is me waking up the body and the mind. What else? So much reflection lately. So many feelings lately. This time together has been good for that. Been processing with friends too. Learning about myself, learning about the world. The world's crazy, guys. You know what? That's what's on my mind right now. I am having moments this week where I'm just like, am I really asking motherfuckers to help me get on a plane and tell Kiki's in Europe when people can't pay the rent? When bodies are being blown to fucking bits. And then I have to be like, Rose-Ingrid, both things can exist. Art matters. You make art that matters, and you want support, and people might want to support you. That's also true. And people are being blown to bits, and people can't pay the rent. And bitch, like, you're not wealthy. Like, in the grand scheme of the universe, of course, everyone in Canada is wealthy. But in a Canadian context, I'm not fucking wealthy. Like, so calm down. I know. It's so funny. Not funny. I don't know. It's just weird. Isn't it weird how we all feel a little bit weird sometimes? All right. Some mint tea here. I got on TikTok to scroll for the first time properly in a couple days. Like I've been on, but it's because apparently I have a video on there that's doing decently well and getting a lot of traction, which is so weird. Because that same video on Instagram is doing nothing. Nothing burgers. Now, it's not on my main feed. It's in my trial reels, but my trial reels only goes to strangers, and most of my TikTok is strangers. And, like, apparently, language and identity in the Canadian context is a big deal. Go figure. But, like, I'm catching up on American news and military just roaming the streets and how they just funded ICE times 17 or 10, I don't know, just times a lot. It is now apparently, I haven't looked at the numbers, but the most funded, like, law enforcement agency in the world. Yeah. And I'm hearing people be like, get ready. It's getting worse. If you don't own a weapon, you should go learn how to use a firearm. And I believe them. Because I was saying that America was due for a revolution like a decade ago. Like, I was like, guys, y'all are a powder keg waiting to happen. I don't know how you're not aware. It's coming. And so, like, I believe it. And also, it feels so fucking surreal to scroll on my phone and be like, hello, random talking head on the phone, talking about how essentially prepare for fucking war. Next door, where I used to casually hang out all the time. I was in LA a year ago. I was in Portland, Maine a year ago. I used to be in Florida multiple times a year. I was just in New York like last fall. And then I started thinking about some of my friends, my family. I have a cousin who was asked to self-deport. I met them for the first time last fall when I stopped by New York on the way home from a festival. And she had just come, her and her 2 kids and her husband. I don't know where they are. No one knows where they are right now. And then there's the rest of my family. They're illegal. They're illegal. Like they've immigrated to America forever ago. But I don't think this government cares. And so now I'm just like, are my cousins gonna get fucking put in like Alcatraz or something? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't fucking know. I have friends who are queer. I have a friend who's a black gay immigrant's kid, born and raised, but I don't think it matters. I texted him months ago, being like, by the way, homie, if you need somewhere to crash, I got you whatever you need. Like, if you need a safety plan, and it's just crazy to be having to do that. It is not what I came in to talk about today, but it is what it is. It's just, are we prepped? Like, and then you add, climate crisis and the fact that the like electrical grids in North America are like real old and need to be replaced, and everyone knows and no one replaced them. And they were saying like years ago that we could see rolling blackouts as early as 2025, which like we're all like, ha, yeah. But like, y'all remember the blackout of like, what was it, 2000? Which year was it? I was in high school when like all of New York and Ontario just like lost power. No, it was 2000 something. I don't want to live in fear. And I don't want to live in ignorance. And I'm not quite sure how you prepare for what looks like inevitability of civil war next door, while also living your life and preparing for a future. How does one do that? I don't know. And this is where I think history needs to help us out. Because I'm reminded, I have these moments where I'm like, what am I doing? Telling fucking pussy jokes, you know what I'm saying? Like, when the world is dying. But then I remember that art has always been here from the dawn of time through famine and war and uncertainty and oppression and revolution. There's always been artists and thinkers and writers and poets and singers and healers, and we need them. We need them more than ever. They are the prophets. They are the canary in the coal mine. They are the dreamers who dream a world for after. Because again, if we're doing nothing but fighting, then when the war ends, when the fight ends, what do we have left? We need something to build towards. We need something to fight for. We need to be reminded that there's more to life than whatever this fucking shithole is. America, your government has proved that they hate you. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm saying this a lot because I clearly, I've given up the expectations of living the dream of being a New York artist. My mouth is too big. I have friends who are currently there and I respect it. I don't think I could live there and not be like, look at what's happening. So they'd probably put me in prison, and that's why I'm not there. Too Haitian for this shit. Do what y'all need to do, because the rich they already built their bunkers. Community is key. Develop skills that don't require this thing. Make a safety plan with your friends and families and neighbors, because you're gonna need one. And look, better be prepared than not. You may be like, Rose-Ingrid, I think you're being dramatic. Okay, maybe I'm being dramatic. Then make a safety plan, and if you never need to use it, so fucking be it. Incredible. But should you need it, it's there. Also, what happens should our neighbors start fighting on their land? What happens when the guys over there get tired, we've already, destroyed one democracy. These guys next door seem weak. What are they going to do? Also, we have water and mountains and stuff. I'm not even going to think about that right now. All right, well, on that note, thank you for being here for my 10 minutes of mild existential, whatever that was. I'm going to keep making art and speaking truth, power, and being there for people I love, and taking care of myself. That's all we can do. And we're all going to find where our role is in the revolution, whatever that looks like. And for some of us, it's going to be making poop jokes. I'm serious. And for some of us, it's going to be gardening and watching kids. For some of us, it's going to be giving money. For some of us, it's going to be things we can't talk about online. But we all have our parts. Appreciate y'all. Bye.